Even though Lily Allen has exposed her ex-husband David Harbour in her recent album, she has a past of her own. Lily has been accused of attacking Zoe Kravitz to the point where she was incredibly uncomfortable, and she's also admitted to sleeping with her best friend's love interest. All of these allegations are starting to come back up because of the release of her latest album. In this album, she describes how David forced her into an open relationship and he had an affair with a wardrobe stylist from Netflix. Some of the claims that she's made about David are disturbing, that he would bring other women into their family home and even used a spare apartment to hide his double life. This is the messy and dark past of Lily Allen and David Harbour. So let's get into it. Recently, Netflix's star David Harbour has been receiving a lot of heat. Between his ex Lily Allen's album and this Millie Bobby Brown report, he's not looking good. In this video, we are doing a deep dive on everything that Lily Allen has said about David Harbour and how he was a terrible husband to her. But the thing is, Lily is guilty herself. She has a past and we're going to be exposing that as well. Let's talk about some of Lily's worst moments because she admitted to deliberately sleeping with her best friend's crush because she found him hot. So we already know that Lily is not a girl's girl. Lily revealed on her BBC podcast that she deliberately did this with her co-host and best friend Maquita Oliver on their shared broadcast title Miss Me. Now Maquita must be a better friend than I would be, because if my best friend purposely went after the person I was interested in, they would no longer be my best friend, nor would I be on a podcast with them.
I loads of your boyfriends. So.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
What?
Did you? No. Did you sleep with Jasper?
I did, but it was like 10 years after you split up.
I can't you just admit
You
yeah,
didn't
but
kiss
Toby
my
was a
boyfriend while I was in the same house.
But Toby was a fling. Jasper was a
I
love.
was with him for a year. What are you talking about?
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah. You.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yourself.
So, okay. Oh my God.
Now, according to Maquita, she was not happy that Lily did this to her. They didn't even speak for 6 months. But Lily said, I fancied him, so I was getting mine. By the way, I think pop stars are fair game. Like, I don't care.
I'd like to tell a story about when Lily Allen sabotaged me. What? There was a pop star in the early noughties. He fancied me. I found out he fancied me. I told Lily that I liked him. And she was like, well, actually, I like him. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter because he actually likes me. Hugh Lily gets herself to a festival in Japan and seduced him with her wily ways, and then called me the next day and then she said, I need to tell you I slept with and I was like, I have never been that angry with you in my entire life. Did you think that you were sabotaging me in that act, or were you just getting yours?
I fancied him, so I was getting mine.
Well,
By the way, I think pop stars are fair game. Like, I don't care.
Now that's the real answer. That's the real answer. If I didn't hate you so much for it, I would applaud you. It was admirable.
I flew to Japan to lock that one in.
Ruthless. Ruthless.
That sounds like a terrible friend. That would be the last time I would tell my friend Lily anything about my life or who I'm interested in. You gotta look out for those people who try to sabotage you. This person wrote on Reddit that Lily is a talentless nepo baby and everything I hear about her makes me dislike her more. Somebody actually said that her only redeeming quality is her relationship with David Harbour, but even then I'm side-eyeing him, which, whoever wrote this, Old Well Prophecy on Reddit, you need to get into like some psychic stuff because you saw it. You can tell she loves attention, so not surprised that she acted like this in her 20s or whatever. This person added that every time I see Lily's name in a headline, it's never attached to something positive. What a nasty piece of work. Why is Maquita even friends with her? Is Lily just wanting people to dislike her or what? Lily has never come across as likable, so she needs to just stay quiet now. Lily also effed Liam Gallagher on a plane when he was still married. Seems to get some thrill out of ruining relationships. Let's talk about what happened between Lily and Liam. Because it's true, somebody reported that they caught Lily Allen and a married Liam Gallagher joining the Mile High Club. And I 100% believe this story because the captain of the plane is the one who revealed. These two were getting freaky in first class and wouldn't stop even when they were told to. It looks like the cabin cabin crew attempted to intervene after spotting the pair under the covers during their booze-fueled 11-hour journey. Now, I do love a good lay-flat flight. I took one whenever I went to my birthday trip in Thailand, so all the way to Japan, I was like in lay-flat, and it's so comfortable, but to hook up with someone else there is next level. Plus, when there's lay-flats, there's other people who are also around you. The captain said, over an hour into the flight, I was called out of the flight deck by a member of the cabin crew who said that Lily Allen was in bed with Liam Gallagher. I saw them under a duvet cover. There was a lot of moving. They weren't reading bedtime stories to each other. It was clear what they were doing. A crew member initially tried to stop them, but they weren't listening, which is why they called the captain. Then, a few moments later, Lily got up, went back to her seat, and got out an e-cigarette. It looks like one of the cabin crew asked the captain, like, should we stop her from smoking? And he said, you know what, she just like effed Liam Gallagher. She just needs a couple smokes and she'll pass right out. The captain said this actually happens pretty often because when the lights are out and you are in first class and you've got the bed, things happen. I did not personally see any of that whenever I took a lie-flat flight. I feel like you would clearly be able to hear the person. So I guess Liam felt guilty about their hookup because he asked Lily to please never reveal this because he's married to his wife, Nicole. Lily, though, revealed that she got hammered on the plane, and at some point, Liam and her found themselves in the toilet doing something that he shouldn't have been doing, and it wasn't drugs. I feel so bad for his wife, Nicole, because Liam and Nicole just got married the year prior, so he's already cheating on his wife. She said that he told her the next day that no one can hear about this, but Lily admitted that one of the reasons she fancied him was because Liam had been married. Now, because Lily wrote about this in her book, it became public discussion, and here's a clip of her being asked about this Mile High Club experience with the married man.
Did you have sex with Liam Gallagher on the plane?
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Wait, who had sex? Liam Gallagher on the plane. No way! Wait, that
Give me
is...
that slice.
No, but did you do that?
What?
Mile High. With who?
It's a private jet, it doesn't count.
Right, so it
It
wasn't...
You flew economy?
No,
Was it first class?
In first class, it should have showers.
And how have Liam Gallagher and you ended up on the same flight? That surely can't be a coincidence.
we're playing at the same festival.
Oh. Playing with what?
Each other.
A musical
And
instrument.
these.
So you got on the same flight?
Playing with beats. How did it happen? I don't know, but it was a champagne supernova in the sky.
I feel like that's a story I wouldn't be proud to go and do a press tour over, but while we're on the topic of flights, I did find an article that Lily likes to fly first class, which makes sense, but she makes her 12-year-old daughter fly economy, which I think is a little bit odd. I mean, wouldn't you be worried about your child on a plane? I guess not. I love that Lily has this friend, Maquita, in her life because she always talks sense into Lily, like calling her selfish for booking her flights this way. And I don't even know why this woman is friends with Lily. At this point, it seems like she has a completely different moral compass than she does.
It's like a trend at the moment on social media of like people defiantly saying that they won't give up their seats for children on aeroplanes.
Fair enough.
Oh, really? You're one of those.
Why would you give your seat to a kid if you paid for it?
Everyone's paid to be on the plane, right?
So why do you have to give your kid a
Because
seat then?
quite often when you're like a big group, the airline will separate the seats. Obviously, it's very inconvenient for everybody involved, but I just find it like fascinating that it's now become like something that gives you clout on social media when you're like, a mum came up to me and asked me to move and I told them to off. And you're like, well done, slow clap. You made a family have to sit apart from each other.
And then also you, as a stranger, are sitting with a family that are angry with you and their kids down the aisle. Why is everyone so harsh?
Yeah, why can't everyone just be a bit nicer to each other? Anyway, that says me, who's putting myself in first class with my child
Yeah, exactly.
alone in the back of the plane.
There's a reason why Hollywood stars always seem to walk away from scandals untouched. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm. Most regular people, including me, don't have a legal army behind them. And if you're injured in an accident, insurance companies try their best to pay you as little as possible. That is where Morgan & Morgan comes in. With over 1,000 attorneys and 100 offices across the country, they are built to fight for regular people, not corporations. In Florida, a client was offered $350,000 by an insurance company. Morgan & Morgan stepped in and got them $12 million. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome, but these stories are what they do every day. And it's easier than ever. You don't have to deal with those piles of paperwork. You also don't have to pay anything up front. You could even start your claim right now within minutes by using your phone. You could get started by scanning the QR code on the screen using your phone's camera. Remember, the fee is free unless they win. If you ever find yourself injured, then check out Morgan & Morgan. Again, you could start your claim claim today by scanning the QR code or visiting the link in my description below. It's fast, it's simple, and it could change everything.
Now we're getting to a part of Lily's past that I know you guys want to hear about. Zoe Kravitz. Now that Lily is going viral for her latest album, which we will be talking about in the second part of this video, Zoe Kravitz had made some allegations about Lily once kissing her without her consent. In 2018, Lily published her tell-all memoir, and she talked about being pals with Zoe and details the time they kissed after a night out. But Zoe remembers things very differently. When she was asked about this on Watch What Happens Live, she responded saying, "Who is Lily Allen?" Kind of pulling like a Mariah Carey J-Lo moment, acting like she doesn't even know who she is.
Und was ist mit J-Lo?
Die kenne ich nicht.
What do you think about people still referencing I don't know her all these years later?
I still don't know her.
Then Zoe says, if by kissing she means like attacking, then yes, she kissed me. Zoe then reiterates that she attacked me.
Lily Allen warned you that she was going to write about the two of you kissing in her autobiography, and how did that come about?
Who's Lily Allen?
Oh,
If by kissing she means like attacking, then yes, she kissed me.
Oh, she
Attacked me.
Andy asked her if she had read Lily's book, which she replied saying, I don't think anybody read the book.
So, but is that how she portrayed it in the book? No. It was portrayed else like
I wanted it.
Did you read the book?
I don't think anybody read the book.
So clearly, Zoe does not like Lily after whatever happened between them, which is weird that Lily wrote so fondly about it. Lily did respond to the allegation saying, I can't speak for Zoe. All I can say is my version of events, which did not match hers. Clearly. Now in 2013, Lily Allen also found herself in trouble after releasing a music video for her song Hard Out Here and casting a bunch of Black and Asian dancers for the video. Despite saying the twerk-filled video had nothing to do with race at all in a blog, she does now admit that she was guilty of cultural appropriation. Now the video is just trashy and it kind of reminds me of like when Gwen Stefani or other artists do this, and it's kind of like a cheap art. Now speaking about relationships, it seems like Lily has a weird standard when it comes to how things should operate. Lily Allen admitted on the Jonathan Ross show that having sex with female escorts in 2014 did not feel like an act of cheating against her husband, Sam Cooper. So she was on tour while married and decided to hire a bunch of escorts. She said she was looking for companionship, sexual gratification, and not to be alone, and a little bit of curiosity because she felt like being with a woman was not cheating, which I don't think that's true. In another interview with Vulture, she admitted that while on this tour, she would wake up in the tour bus in the middle of Wisconsin. She'd be so hungover. She cheated on her husband, and all she wanted to do was be with her kids. And at that point, she wasn't even making money. So we don't know if she's referring to men or women here, but she admitted to cheating on Sam.
I was feeling quite lonely and had been drinking a lot. Also, because it was a woman, I felt like I in some way wasn't cheating. But I just remember like the cash running out and her being like, time's up.
If you guys have not seen my videos about Kesha before, we are a big defender of Kesha on this channel against Dr. Luke. But back in 2014 at Kate Hudson's annual Halloween party, it looks like Lily thought it'd be a good idea to dress up as a Dr. Luke gynecologist. Remember that he had been in a decade-long legal battle with Kesha for taking advantage of her and giving her substances so that she wouldn't remember. But she did. To me, it's just so distasteful, especially when she claims that the music video with cultural appropriation is supposed to be a feminist anthem. She doesn't seem like a feminist.
Speaking of Lily Allen, do you guys remember where she went to one of the Hollywood Halloween parties dressed as Dr. Luke, the gynecologist, just after Kesha had accused Dr. Luke of raping her and emotionally harming her? Lily must have found that really hilarious, as she thought she'd parody it by dressing up as Dr. Luke, the gynecologist. I have to say, this is one of the meanest Halloween costumes I've ever seen. And given the things that people get cancelled for, I'm surprised she didn't get more backlash for this. The most I could find was an article asking if it was just a bit too much. So mean.
Back when Lily was married to David, they had a dog together, but they had returned their dog to the shelter after it ate all of their passports and visas. She said, I couldn't take my kids to see their dad for months because this effing dog had eaten the passports. I just couldn't look at her. I was like, you've ruined my life, which a lot of people gave her backlash because one, it's you being irresponsible, leaving your passport somewhere this little dog can get it, and also just giving up the dog so quickly after adopting it is problematic.
People are criticizing Lily Allen right now because she said that she gave away her dog because it ate her passport. She stated, "We actually did adopt a dog already, but then it ate my passport, and so I took her back to the home. She ate all 3 of our passports, and they had our visas in, and I cannot tell you how much money it cost me to get everything replaced because it was in COVID." And then continued saying that it was a nightmare because the father of her children lives in England, and she couldn't take them to go see him for 4 to 5 months. And then finishes off saying that this isn't the first thing that the dog ate, that it was not well behaved, and the passport were just the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, the reasoning for the criticism is, why were the passports within reach of this dog?
On top of Lily blaming her dog for ruining her life, she also claims that her kids ruined her career. She said, "I love them and they complete me, but in terms of pop stardom, they totally ruined it. I get really annoyed when people say you could have it all because quite frankly, you can't." Which I get the sentiment, but also if I was her child reading this, I would not be happy. There's another clip that went viral from Lily's Miss Me podcast where she speaks about things that she had gone through. I'm going to include it because it has gotten so viral, but again, we can't even really fully talk about what she's saying because of YouTube's restrictions.
I've had a few, but then again, I can't remember exactly how many.
What, really?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I think maybe like, I want to say 5, 4 or 5.
Yeah, I've had about 5 too. Lily, I'm so happy I can say that, and you can say it, and no one came to shoot us down.
No judgment.
No judgment. We've had about the same amount of abortions. So
I remember once getting pregnant and the man paying for my abortion and me thinking it was so romantic.
I actually think that is romantic. Do you not think that's romantic? Whoops. Am I an idiot?
What? Getting rid of the problem.
No, but like,
let me take care of it. No, I don't think it's generous or romantic. Think about how long that investment, like that's how much is it, like 500 quid?
Yeah.
Kids are a lot more expensive.
They're like, yeah, I'll pay that.
They're like, yeah, I've got you, babe. Don't worry about it. I really care about you. I really care about you.
Now we're starting to get into the David Harbour portion of the video. I want to start off by talking about their house tour and how creepy it is. David starts the house tour by opening the door and then pretending to be confronted by someone he used to be involved with. He said, "Oh God, what the hell are you doing here? I mean, last time I was single and I was living on the Lower East Side. I have a family now, kids. I mean, this is so embarrassing. You look good though, come on in." And it kind of seems like he's already alluding to like infidelity or that being a problem, because why is that where his mind jumps to when to kick off this episode?
Oh God. What the hell are you doing here? I mean, last time I was single and I was living on the Lower East Side. I have a family now, kids. I mean, this is so embarrassing. You look good though. Come on in.
Somebody said, "I remember watching this when it first came out and thinking that their vibe was kind of odd, and now we all know why." Their house tour for Architectural Digest is kind of like the starting point of Lily's new album. It's titled West End Girl, and she starts off with a track titled the same as the album, and she sings, "And now we're all here. We've moved to New York. We found a nice little rental near a sweet school. Now I'm looking at houses with 4 or 5 floors, and you found us a brownstone. You said, you want it? It's yours." In that same song, later on, she has a conversation where it seems like David is starting to ask her about this idea of an open marriage. So in the beginning, everything seems so great with her new life in New York, and then at the end of the song, everything's starting to change because she's realizing that David's not on the same page. The reenactment is only Lily's voice, so you could hear her starting off cheerful, like, "Hi, how are you? I miss you." But then she becomes sadder and sadder. She goes on like, yeah, right. Well, it doesn't make me feel great reacting to the open marriage, but if that's what you need, then I guess, well, how will it work? Right? I mean, it really makes me sad, but no, I'm just fine. So you can see she's trying to hold it together, but also kind of heartbroken that their relationship is not what she thought it was. Another aspect of this song, West End Girl, also mentions the fact that Lily was offered this role, a lead in a play called 222. Dave, a serious theater actor, was annoyed that she didn't even need to audition for this part. It kind of seems like David was instantly jealous that Lily had a job lined up in New York for their new life. And that seems to be a pattern within their relationship. Like, David was never rooting for Lily. I mean, take a look at this clip.
What's the first time? Oh, sorry. It's the first time that I've been here because it's not my usual industry or crowd. But yeah, I'm just really, 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 really honoured and happy and humbled to be here, and to be nominated is just like beyond. Yeah, I don't know what's happening really, but I couldn't be happier.
Oh, is it your first time at David?
Yeah.
My first time what?
At the Olympics.
Or first time around me? What did you?
She said, is it your first time here?
But the Olympics is. I've done about 100,000 plays. Never been recognized. Congratulations, darling.
Congratulations, darling, sounded so sarcastic. In her song Ruminating, she confirms that she's now going through sleepless nights in London hotel rooms and she's thinking about her partner getting intimate with another woman. She writes in the lyrics, I've been up all night. Did you kiss her on the lips? Look into her eyes. Did you have fun? Now that it's done, baby, won't you tell me that I'm still your number one because you're my number one? She goes on to recall a conversation where she told her partner that the situation is too brutal and he apparently insists that he felt the same way. But immediately after saying this, David then asked her, if it has to happen, baby, do you want to know? So at first he wanted to have an open marriage and to communicate, but then he asked her, do you even want to know? Which kind of shows that he's open to keeping this secret double life. Here's a clip from the Besties podcast where they're talking about this track, Ruminating.
Oh God, that makes me so sad. So even after all that, all she wants is for him to still say, I choose you.
Yeah.
It's that abandonment that she obviously feared so much that she agreed to an open relationship, which she clearly didn't want. Ruminating, I've been up all night. Did you kiss her on the lips and look into her eyes? Did you have fun? Now that it's done, baby, won't you tell me that I'm still your number one?
Oh,
Wow.
God, wow.
The open relationship, you know, I have no judgment on if it works for people out there, great, fine. But I can't get my head around it myself. Like,
I could never do that.
I'd leave. If my partner wanted an open relationship, even just asking it.
Because immediately it gives you this sense, for us
Yes.
anyway, of am I not enough?
Yeah.
In her next song, Non-Monogamy, it looks like Lily is talking about the idea of trying to explore other people as well. But she feels like Dave sold her on this dream of a perfect life, and now she's exploring things that she doesn't want to so that she can keep him in her life and their family together. In this song, Lily tells him that she's heartbroken and Dave couldn't give a crap.
I wouldn't characterize this as a situation I call non-monogamy gone wrong. I would call this non-consensual non-monogamy, or based on some of the lyrics, maybe some non-monogamy under duress. Lily Allen gets very explicit in her song Madeline, where she lays out the agreements in her open marriage to David Harbour and how he broke those agreements. If what Lily Allen alleges is true, then this isn't consensual or ethical non-monogamy. This is breaking of agreements. This is cheating. Unfortunately, cheating is absolutely possible even when you're openly non-monogamous, because cheating just means knowingly breaking agreements. There's a lot about the situation that's pretty awful to consider. What's also lame and a bummer when you want to talk about non-monogamous representation is that many of us choose consensual non-monogamy so that we can negotiate agreements that fit our wants and needs, rather than relying on social scripts that apply pressure to meet expectations that just don't fit.
So Lily did not want this going into their marriage, and they probably shouldn't have had this marriage back in Vegas in 2020 because they clearly wanted different things. And I think that David got on his high horse after becoming a Stranger Things star, and he thought that he was just hot stuff and wanted to go and be a free man. And he should have thought differently before getting Lily wrapped into this. In Dallas Major, it seems like Lily recalls taking on a new identity and trying to embrace her partner's desire for an open relationship. She's going on dating apps and trying to be open. Lily creates this online persona, Dallas Major, to be discreet on her dating profile. Dave uses a cartoon of his most famous character on his profile. Lily hates being back in this online dating world, but she's looking for the validation she desperately wants from her husband. I love this thread that Decade Scrolling did on Twitter. Shout out to them. In Sleepwalking, you could hear the gaslighting Dave puts her through. Somehow you make it my fault. You let me think that I was in my head and it had nothing to do with them girls in your bed. She says you won't let me leave. You see, having a family was a good look for Dave. He was always cast in popular shows as the dad. So he wanted to make sure that people knew that he was a good dad and had good intentions to pretty much cover for his bad behavior and to keep him working. But like, if he really did bully Millie Bobby Brown on the set of Netflix as a child, he's clearly not a good dad.
You know, I was always a single guy. I've been a bachelor for a long time. I've been an artist. I wanted to travel the world and do my work and stuff like that. And I never really wanted to have kids. And then I get it now why everybody has kids, because it's kind of like, you know, the meaning of life. It's like you pass the torch to these other individuals and you love them more than you could ever love yourself.
Absolutely.
And I never thought that was possible with anyone. I love myself a lot.
When we get into songs like Tennis or Madeline, things start to get messy. In Madeline, it seems like Lily is laying out the rules when it comes to their open marriage. That if they were going to have like these hookups, they need to be an arrangement. They need to be discreet. There needs to be payment. So it has to be like an escort. But she keeps referring to this woman as Madeline, saying that Madeline does not follow the rules, that she's been David's exception. In Tennis, Lily realizes that her partner has an emotional connection with this other woman, Madeline. The song starts with Lily being excited about her partner to come home for the first time in weeks, and then going out of her way to make his favorite dinner, but he doesn't seem to care. She sings, "I just tell myself he's jet lagged, and I'm glad to have him here." But then she writes, "I read your texts, and now I regret it. I can't get my head around how you've been playing tennis. If it was just sex, then I wouldn't be jealous. You won't play with me." So it seems like he's like playing tennis with this woman, Madeline, and it's beyond just like an escorting relationship. There's also a moment within Madeline where Lily is impersonating an American accent, and Madeline is talking about her relationship with Dave, trying to protect him, saying that their relationship's only about intimacy and that there's no emotional connection there, but she's totally just gaslighting and protecting for Dave. Lily said, "I can't trust anything that comes out of your mouth, and I'm not convinced that he didn't F you in our house," sharing that her insecurities made her feel like she's gotten old and gotten ugly.
Do you ever hear a song so good that it feels like a movie scene? Lily Allen's new track, Madeline, in fact, the whole album might actually be the best storytelling we've heard this year. So she's spilling the tea. It's a modern version of Jolene, sort of, but not really. And kind of the ukulele and the drive-in folk indie kind of storytelling and musicality of it, especially at the start, reminds me of kind of It's Not Fair and like typical Lily Allen from back in the day. So in the song, Allen basically says that her and Hopper over here, they open up the relationship, but in the album, really, she's not really happy about it, and he's really kind of running, really raring to go. But they lay down these ground rules. Some of them are basically that, yo, don't sleep with someone that we both know. You've got to be some payment. That's a bit weird, but it is what it is. And then there's no strings attached, so you shouldn't be someone we know and someone you actually develop a relationship. But then Madeline happens. Song Lily Allen is equal parts terrifying and also really vulnerable and sad and broken. The storytelling through the voice clips, which are...
We don't speak outside the time we spend together, and whenever he talks about you, it's with the utmost respect.
So you got the voice clips from Madeline, you got the gunshot sound effects, you got these haunting repetitions of Madeline in the background. The storytelling technique she's using is A1.
Now, at this point in the album, you're like, wait, why is Lily still married to this man? This person writes, at this point, the listener might be wondering, why don't you just leave him? But the problem with a self-proclaimed narcissist like David is that he gives just enough to keep his victims holding on. Lily keeps trying to change herself to feel the love from Dave that there was in the beginning of their relationship, but conversations keep coming and remind her of the double life he's leading. I guess at one point, David Harbour wanted a vasectomy, and she was wondering, wait, why would he want a vasectomy unless he's trying not to get other people pregnant? In Relapse, Lily reflects on what had happened. She says, "I moved across the ocean from my family and friends. The foundation is shattered. You've made such an effing mess. I tried to be your modern wife, but the child in me protests. I need a drink. I need a Valium. You pushed me this far. I just need to be numb." Lily Allen is heartbroken and at the verge of relapse after 6 years of sobriety. She wants to escape and wants to be numb. And Lily tried to keep up with her AA meetings, but even people there could realize that she's going through something at home, and it could reflect on how she looked, how she acted. Her demeanor seemed off.
My life's changed so much in the last few years. I'm sort of recently sober, 4 years, clean and sober, and I've got a new husband, and we're sort of, making a new life for ourselves in America, and I'm just sort of like trying new things out, and I'm so grateful for these opportunities and be able to step into projects like this. But yeah, it just feels very light and positive in a way that my life has not felt good.
Now, the most shocking song on the album is Pussy Palace, where Lily discovers that her partner is using her apartment in the West Village as his place to go and hook up with other women. She wrote, "I found a shoebox of handwritten letters from broken-hearted women wishing that you could have been better. Sheets pulled off the bed, strewn all on the floor, long black hair probably from the night before. Dwayne Reed bag with all the handles tied, SEX toys, butt plugs, and lube inside. Hundreds of Trojans. You're so effing broken. How'd I get caught up in your double life?" This person tweeted that there may have been signs that Dave could be a misogynistic prick, like when he struggled to define the Time's Up movement, which makes sense because he's used to hooking up with crew members.
Time's up on blank.
Here celebrating our work,
I mean, time's up on,
Sexual harassment, predators, gender
and
equality.
women not getting the respect that they deserve in the workplace. I think time's really up on women not getting the respect they deserve in the workplace.
Fruity Loop is the perfect conclusion to the album. Lily reached a point where she realizes it's not me, it is you. And even though she wants to break the cycle with Dave, he's the only one that can do that. Dave learned nothing from his relationship and had a 26-year-old girlfriend just 2 days after splitting with Lily, who he took to India for the holidays. When the relationship became public, he immediately dumped the girl and offered no support in the media backlash that she received for being with this man who was just married. I have another clip from that Architectural Digest interview, and you can see how frustrated David Harbour was by Lily Allen's closet. And it just seems like especially he resented her the entire time they were together.
You know, one of the cool things about having like a smaller-ish bed area is that you can make your closet, or your wife's closet, bigger than the bedroom area. So this is like, I don't know, you've had good closets in the past, right?
Nothing like this. This
Really?
is amazing. Yeah.
I love like I built it. I know. I've been
It was in
working
fact
so
built by
hard
a
with this.
Brazilian company called Florence, who we are very grateful for. They did a really, really good job. It's all like panels that are attached to the wall.
Since we're talking about David Harbour, I want to talk about this 21-year-old's experience with him. She's like half his age, but she writes, I wrote a fan message to my TV show crush in 2017 and he got back to me. I didn't believe it was really him. We corresponded for a while and he eventually revealed that it was actually him, and I was mortified because I'd been candid and real. He offered to fly me from Canada to an event in Vegas to spend some time with him. I agreed. When I was in the airport, I Googled him to find relevant things to talk about, and I found a young woman my age had recently jumped out of his apartment, and we can't really describe anything else as far as that goes. That was the first red flag, and I ignored it. But they go to Vegas. He's very pompous and likes to talk about being crazy. I think we're gonna have this romantic night, but then he leaves only his polo shirt and socks on the whole time. He puts his Vegas finger in my mouth without a warning. I'm laughing out loud right now at the pressure I felt to put my best performance of my life on. Later on, he talks about his F-buddies who are mostly married long-term friends with kids and how their bodies weren't the same after a second baby, but fine after the first. I'm a mother, and he assured me that my cookie was fine. Barf. When we were eating breakfast, he took out one of his surprise fake teeth and put it near my melon and asked me if I had ever been to therapy. I literally went to therapy after our fling was over. Now, I don't know who this woman is, the one who he met up with in 2019, but I do know who Madeline is. Remember Madeline, the one that Lily was referring to in her album? It's Natalie Tippett. She actually works in costuming, and it seems like that's how she and David Harbour got connected. Natalie responded to Lily's album saying, of course I've heard the song, but I have a family and things to protect, and I have a 2.5-year-old daughter, and I understand this is going on, but it's a little bit scary for me. Natalie worked in the costume department while David starred in the Netflix film We Have a Ghost. Their affair reportedly started shortly after filming, maybe in the middle of it, that's what I would think, and he supposedly flew out Natalie to his home in Atlanta without Lily's knowledge. When Natalie was asked by the Daily Mail if her private text messages with David were being used in Lily's songs, she said, yeah, I don't feel comfortable talking about it at the moment. So Natalie is guilty as they come. But also, it's David's fault too. Mostly David's fault, actually.
Mistress who broke up the marriage of Stranger Things David Harbour is speaking out. And apparently she's pissed, as David Harbour's wife, Lily Allen, is not only speaking out, she is spilling the tea. You didn't know this alleged mistress's messing with this relationship has caused this couple to divorce. The alleged mistress has been identified as costume designer Natalie Tippett. The only reason Lily Allen found out that her husband was having an affair was because she found the text messages between her husband David and the costume designer. The alleged mistress is now letting us know that she's mad because of course she's heard Lily Allen's song. That's right, David Harbour's wife is a singer. Apparently this mistress was in shock to find out that singers will talk about their breakup, not only openly, but even go as far as to quote the text messages she found of her husband cheating on her with another woman. The alleged mistress even went as far as to say, I have a family and things to protect, ignoring the fact that Lily Allen also once had a family to protect. And yes, her husband was very much the issue. So was the mistress, who knew he was married when she actively pursued him and who now wants us to feel bad because she has a family to protect, now that her married boyfriend's wife is singing about what happened.
Now that is a deep dive into both Lily Allen's past and her recent album. So, you know, she's not as innocent as she's making herself out to be, but I do believe David did her dirty, and I think David seems like a problematic person. I mean, Lily probably is too, especially because she was supportive of David Harbour during the investigation, supposedly, with Millie Bobby Brown. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. This was quite the deep dive, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.